really goes out to those people that have lost their homes.
It's pretty devastating, actually. It's your livelihood and everything you've worked for.
Developing tonight, heartbreak in Arizona. A wildfire tearing through thousands of acres and strong winds complicating the firefighting effort.
The wind is crazy. Again, 65-mile-per-hour winds that hit the fire yesterday. This is truly a wind-driven fire.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to West Coast Wrap. I'm Alex Savage. People in eastern Arizona say they are watching this fire destroy numerous structures, although firefighters have not said whether those were homes that were lost. Crews are contending with those strong winds you heard about, making it really difficult to slow the spread of the flames. What's being called the Greer Fire is burning in Apache County near the border with New Mexico. The fire has exploded in size since it first started yesterday, with more than 7,000 acres burned. Fox 10's Kenzie Beach spent the day in the town of Eager talking with people there about the threat this fire poses to their community.
Yeah, we're south of Highway 260 in Eager. This area yesterday was under an evacuation warning, but in the last hour or two, it has switched to go. So residents, they had their stuff packed. We talked to a lot of people out here last night, but when the winds shifted, which we're still seeing this afternoon and this evening, that's when things really picked up. The fire taking off to the east, and residents out here were told to evacuate. The Apache County Sheriff's Office going from door to door, putting tags just like this one, letting people know it's time to evacuate. An orange tag showing that people are not leaving their homes, a green tag showing they're leaving. But if you look at the fire right now, you're looking at the south end of the Greer fire, and from right to left, that smoke is continuing to be blown to the east. We spoke to a lot of residents as they were leaving their homes, many of them very emotional to leave their homes behind. But we also spoke to the Eager town manager, and he just stressed why it's so important to take these evacuations seriously. What's your message to people of Eager that were very emotional? We spoke to some people that were just in full tears leaving their home. That's sad and scary, and it's hard.
It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough because we've been through it before. A lot of these people have been through it before, and people have a huge emotional tie to their homes and to everything they've worked for.
Yeah.
So the main message is getting out helps us to protect what you've worked so hard for, and these crews will do everything in the world to make sure that they protect everything they possibly can.
It's pretty devastating, actually. It's your livelihood and everything you've worked for. It is what it is, right? So now you just got to put it in God's hands and hope for the best.
Both the evacuation warnings and go orders to be taken seriously. Fire officials telling us, stressing the importance that if these fire crews need to come in here, they need to have a clear path to go in. The good news, the wind is less of a factor than they were dealing with yesterday. Still a major contributor to this fire, but in the last hour, we've actually seen two planes able to fly over the fire and help in that air support firefight. This fire has not had air support yesterday, last night, or this morning. So for the second time today, they're able to get air support back up in the air. In Greer, Kenzie Beach, Fox 10 News.
And the towns of Eager and Springerville have declared states of emergency, which allows those towns to implement burn restrictions and also allows them to block public access to areas where evacuation orders are in effect. All right, we want to get more on the conditions in eastern Arizona. Let's bring in KTVU's chief meteorologist, Mark Tamayo, who is tracking those dangerous winds in that fire zone. Really a tough situation for those fire crews, Mark.
It has been a challenge with all those strong winds, Alex. And if you can't see on this map here, we do not have a red flag warning, no longer in place. That just expired for portions of Arizona. It's mainly centered out toward New Mexico for this evening. So as we come in closer right now, we'll show you this as we come in closer to the Eager area. And we're still showing you winds coming in, at least the overall weather pattern producing winds from the west. So there's the location and the current wind report. In terms of the fire danger forecast, this particular forecast model lumps everything together: the temperature, the relative humidity, and the wind. And where you see some coverage, you have elevated fire danger. So we actually could have some improving conditions tomorrow morning, but then you can see this flares up into the afternoon hours, mainly in response to the winds increasing. So here is the forecast model, as you can see, with the winds tomorrow morning, 9 a.m., and those winds expected to accelerate somewhat. And keep in mind, you have some elevation here as well, so you get the shifting wind patterns localized there, but still expecting some stronger winds increasing throughout the afternoon hours on Thursday. As we check out the satellite and the radar, the main storm activity is out here in the Pacific, approaching the Pacific Northwest. So lots of clouds for the Seattle area, and even the chance, about a 30% chance of some rainfall for tomorrow. This was Seattle today, showing you all the cloud cover. 62 degrees this afternoon. In the San Francisco Bay Area, you can see some sunshine out there, and I think we can match that as well. 62 in San Francisco, and a little bit of a warm up for the Bay Area as we do move into your Thursday. In Phoenix, that's showing you temperatures actually not too hot, mainly in the 80s with lots of sunshine from this vantage point, from this camera shot in Phoenix. Right now, it is 81 degrees in Phoenix, Las Vegas 76, Reno, Nevada checking in 64. It looks like some cooler conditions up toward Portland and Seattle with temperatures mainly in the 50s. So for Seattle tomorrow, lots of clouds, the possibility of some rainfall. It's a nice day in the Bay Area. What's happening, we have this area of high pressure offshore building in, so it's a nice quiet weather pattern for central California down towards southern California. It's warm in the Phoenix area, and we could have some gusty winds with more sunshine out in the Denver area for their forecast for tomorrow. So here is the forecast model showing you the clouds moving up toward Portland and Seattle tomorrow, with the chance of some rainfall coming on board. And then this is Friday. The unsettled weather pattern remains focused up here. A few clouds approaching central and southern California as we do move into the Friday forecast. So as you can see here, Thursday, Friday, especially in the Saturday, could be tracking some rain up in Seattle. The chance of some rain, though, for tomorrow. For San Francisco, lots of sunshine for your Thursday. Southern California, Los Angeles, temperatures mainly in the lower 70s over the next couple days. And then in Phoenix, those readings still heating up back up into the low to mid 90s, especially warming up by Friday and into a Saturday. But Alex, an update with that fire once again. The red flag warning allowed to expire, and hopefully at least some improvement with the weather conditions for tomorrow.
Yeah, that's just a bit of good news. All right, Mark, thank you for that. Some of the white South African refugees at the center of a U.S. immigration scandal are planning to settle here in the West. 9 Afrikaners from 2 families are expected to arrive in Twin Falls, Idaho in the coming days. President Trump claims the U.S. had to take in 59 Afrikaners due to what he calls a genocide of white farmers in South Africa. There is no evidence a genocide is actually taking place. Some civil rights advocates are raising questions about the Trump administration's decision to admit the refugees at a time when the U.S. has cut off access to other refugees facing war and famine.
People that have been waiting for years and are still waiting, who have been of service to this country, who are persecuted, are waiting to receive entrance. And this particular group has been fast-tracked over top of all of these others. So right there, that's problematic. And really, it's hard to imagine they fit the definition of refugee by most definitions.
We're sending a clear message that the United States really rejects the egregious persecution of people on the basis of race in South Africa, and we welcome these people to the United States and to a new future.
President Trump says South Africa's leadership will visit the White House next week to discuss those refugees. As California Governor Gavin Newsom releases a revised state budget, he is proposing a limit on the number of undocumented immigrants enrolled in the state-funded Medi-Cal program. Children would still be allowed to enroll in the program, but new undocumented adults could not begin services starting in 2026. And under the governor's plan, undocumented adults already enrolled would pay a $100 monthly premium beginning in 2027, which the governor's office estimates would generate $5.4 billion in savings. However, critics say this could be offset, and any perceived budget savings would be offset as more treatments are put off until it becomes an emergency.
The more uninsured members of the community you have, the greater potential strain you have in the emergency department as patients present with routine care that otherwise could be cared for in the primary care setting.
State lawmakers must produce a balanced budget by the middle of next month, and the governor has until June 30th to sign it into law. Well, California Governor Gavin Newsom weighed in earlier today on the Menendez brothers case and a judge's decision to re-sentence the convicted killers. Late yesterday, we told you a Los Angeles judge ruled Eric and Lyle Menendez are eligible for parole. They already have a separate hearing scheduled before the California State Parole Board for a clemency petition on June 13th. The governor said that hearing could serve both functions.
It's conceivable, to the point, that on June 13th, there could be a recommendation to me. I'm the ultimate arbiter. We'll have to review the parole board's recommendations and report, that we can get that report. It's also conceivable that will happen months and months later.
The judge reduced the sentences for Lyle and Eric Menendez from life in prison to 50 years to life, making them eligible for parole under California's youthful offender law. Coming up tonight here on West Coast Wrap, disturbing new testimony today in the sex trafficking trial of Sean Diddy Combs. Coming up, the music mogul's ex-girlfriend describes what Combs did to her at a Los Angeles hotel.
Messi madness, the soccer goat in the building here at PayPal Park. A live report right after the break.
It is a sea of pink on the way out here. Of course, Messi is Messi, right? Even if you don't know soccer, you know Messi. So that is so exciting to see. It's going to be an interesting one for sure.
A big night for soccer fans here in the West as Messi madness takes over the San Francisco Bay Area. The San Jose Earthquakes are about to take on Lionel Messi and his Inter Miami club at PayPal Park. KTVU's Bailey O'Carroll joining us now live from the park in San Jose, where the excitement has really been building for days. Bailey.
Yeah, Alex, that's right. I mean, you've been hearing about it all over the Bay Area. I've been to a handful, I say a handful, a lot of different sports games. We're talking about playoff NBA games recently, MLB games. I've never quite seen anything like the scene here at PayPal Park today. And really in the days, as you mentioned, building up to this, Messi coming out at one point to his hotel room balcony, waving to all the fans down below. It's really so much bigger than the soccer game that is about to be played here in about 15 minutes or so. We just talked to the commissioner of Major League Soccer, MLS. Here's what he had to say about the Messi effect.
I've been in the sports business for over 40 years, and there have been the iconic athletes, the Michael Jordans and the Wayne Gretzky's that sort of have almost a legacy-like relationship with their fans and with the industry, and their impact goes way beyond sport. You know, Muhammad Ali and Tiger Woods, they were just, their popularity just transcended the game that they played. But Messi is a global phenomenon. His popularity goes way beyond his skill as a player. It's his humbleness, it's his commitment to his family. It's the fact that if you were going to be a superstar, you'd want to be a guy like Leo Messi, because he's just like one of us.
I've seen a whole lot of Messi jerseys here, a lot more than San Jose Earthquakes jerseys. At one point, walking out here, I've heard Messi chants. Really, people just excited to get a glimpse of the soccer star. Now, the golden question right now, as we are about 15 minutes from this match getting underway, is will Messi play? Now, the fans who came out to this match paid a hefty price tag for those tickets. The cheapest ticket at last check was about an hour ago, is about $600. Now, there's really not a bad seat in this park, but still paying a lot of money. We're not even sure if Messi is going to play. So that sort of tells you a little bit about his sort of star power, the aura surrounding a guy like Messi. People really just want to get a glimpse of him, even if he's not actually playing in this match. Alex?
Yeah, it doesn't even matter if he's on the field. Folks want to be there at the stadium to watch this match. Bailey, before I let you go, are we expecting that whether or not Messi is actually on the field, are we expecting this will be a competitive match?
Yeah, you know, Inter Miami, the team that Messi is on, they have lost 4 of their 5 last matches. But I will tell you, the Earthquakes, They're one of the better teams in the MLS this season. They actually lead the entire league as far as goals scored throughout the season. So it is expected to be a competitive match regardless of if Messi plays or not. But of course, that is what most fans want to see here. They don't necessarily care about who wins or loses this match. They just want to see Messi really just kick a soccer ball.
All eyes on Messi tonight. A lot of excitement in San Jose. Bailey O'Carroll reporting live for us tonight. Bailey, thank you. The former girlfriend of Sean Diddy Combs was back on the witness stand earlier today at his sex trafficking trial, detailing what she says were years of abuse at the hands of the music mogul. Inside the Manhattan courtroom, singer Cassie Ventura testified that Combs raped her in 2018 and was often physically abusive. The day began with Ventura describing the highly publicized attack inside a Los Angeles hotel back in 2016 that was captured on surveillance video. I talked with TMZ's Michael Babcock about the impact of her testimony.
Today, to hear Cassie describe multiple occasions where she says that Diddy got physical with her, didn't just threaten violence, but actually was violent with her. And obviously, we have all seen the 2016 hotel clip, which we have now actually seen more videos, alternate angles, because the court has actually released upwards of 15 minutes of footage from that incident. But it goes well beyond what happened in 2016. Honestly, going back a decade earlier.
Ventura also testified today that Combs blackmailed her, threatening to release graphic videos of her taken during those drug-fueled freak-offs that Combs orchestrated or is accused of orchestrating. Ventura will return to the stand tomorrow for cross-examination by Combs' defense team. Combs has denied the allegations of sex trafficking and racketeering. Well, we're waiting to learn more details about a settlement in the wrongful death lawsuit of a Boeing whistleblower who used to work in Everett, Washington. John Barnett died in March of last year. Court documents show he took his own life after giving deposition testimony tied to his whistleblower complaint. Barnett was employed by Boeing for more than 3 decades. First, he worked in Everett, and then he moved to Charleston, South Carolina. He raised concerns about potential defects with Boeing's aircrafts. The Utah Department of Corrections announced today it has signed a memorandum of agreement with Immigration and Customs Enforcement. Although many details of the agreement are not clear just yet, the Department of Corrections says it already has a history of working with ICE to, quote, remove dangerous criminals after their sentences are complete. The department did say this new agreement will create a new warrant service officer program to coordinate and share information with ICE. Mexico is rolling back its controversial new tax on cruise ship visitors. The $42 tax for every passenger on cruise ships was approved by Mexico's Congress in December. Implementation was delayed after it was met with strong criticism from tourists and the cruise industry. It's now being dropped to $5 beginning July 1st. That fee will gradually increase to $10 next year, and then will jump up to $15 in 2027. Well, summer is almost here, and despite concerns about the economy, the travel season is off to a record start, especially in the cruise industry. Fox's Lydia Hu has more tonight on what to expect.
AAA expects that more people will take a cruise this year than ever before. 19 million people, a third consecutive year of a record for the cruising industry. And Royal Caribbean is part of that enthusiasm and optimism for the industry. The company just reported first quarter results and delivered higher than expected earnings. It also raised its forward-looking guidance. Royal Caribbean CEO Jason Liberty tells us the Royal Caribbean consumer is strong.
Our average consumer has a household income of about $125,000 plus. They have great jobs, and they generally seem to be very secure in how they see the outlook for employment. Now, at the same time, they might be a little bit more watchful because of a lot of noise that's in the environment, but they're not willing to trade the building of memories and experiences with their friends and family.
Does Royal Caribbean have questions about tariffs? Liberty says yes. They wonder how tariffs will ultimately impact the consumer. But there are some economic conditions that are helping the company. For one, energy prices are down.
A weaker dollar helps because we about 20% of our guests come from outside the U.S. and so that helps on that side. It does make our ships a little bit more expensive because we buy all of our ships in euros because the ships are built in Europe. So it makes the ships a little bit more expensive when we build them. And of course, fuel prices are definitely a tailwind.
Well, as Royal Caribbean is navigating an uncertain environment, the company is announcing some major investments. They're unveiling new ships that will set sail in the coming years, new exclusive destinations for their customers, and the company is announcing a new investment, $6 billion in the United States to update port infrastructure. Reporting from New York City, Lydia Hu for Fox Business.
Imagine going from Los Angeles to New York in 45 minutes. Coming up, we'll show you an aircraft that can do it and why the U.S. military is paying close attention.
Also coming up tonight, they have no problem being called hooligans. We'll introduce you to this special group of San Francisco Giants fans getting international attention. Two companies, one based in Colorado, the other in California, both have pivotal roles in a new arms race with China. Fox's Max Gordon shows us how they're working together on a hypersonic project.
Right now we're at the headquarters of Stratolaunch. They're an aerospace company based in California's Mojave Desert, and we're standing next to a one-to-one mock-up of Talon A. This is the first reusable hypersonic aircraft to be manufactured here in the United States since 1968, and this thing can go real fast. Speeds of more than 4,000 miles per hour. It's capable of hitting Mach 6, and it's launched by this behemoth. This is called Rock, and it is the largest operating aircraft in the world. It has two fuselages, and it has a wingspan longer than a football field, 385 feet. Talon A is launched from between its twin fuselages. This, as the United States finds itself in a hypersonic tech dogfight against China and Russia.
We are in a hypersonic race. Again, China and Russia have already demonstrated hypersonic capabilities. We have that asymmetry. It's time for the United States to catch up and then leap ahead.
Talon A could be used in President Trump's proposed Golden Dome missile defense system used to intercept threats. On the offensive, hypersonic aircraft could carry a weapons payload with its speed and range making its trajectory difficult to predict and tough to shoot down. But right now, Talon A is all about data collection. So far, Talon A has only made 2 hypersonic flights, but Stratolaunch says in the very near future, they're hoping that it'll be making multiple hypersonic flights a month. In Mojave, California, Max Gordon, Fox Business.
Finally tonight, the San Francisco Giants have a new flaming-haired fan club. The Hooligans Fan Club showing out to honor their favorite Giants player, Jung-Hoo Lee. On the team's Korean Heritage Night, Lee has been known as the grandson of the wind. That's a tribute to his father, the legendary Korean shortstop Jong Bom Lee. Now he's in the top 20 in a number of statistical categories in Major League Baseball.
He has a lineage of baseball greatness in Korea. His father was a legend there, and he knows that the way that his father plays is the way that he plays. So many people have been fans for many, many years, and they've reached out to us, especially from Korea, to say how much it means that we've embraced him as one of our own.
And of course, you can easily spot the Hooligans at games by looking for their Lee jerseys and those flaming orange wigs. What a wonderful way to make him feel welcome in the Bay Area. That does it for West Coast Wrap tonight. We'll leave you with this beautiful shot of downtown San Francisco. Have a great night.